Welcome everyone, my name is Sidney Blake and today we're going to be discussing the logistics behind consumer electronics company Sony. Let's jump straight in. Sony's horizontal supply chain stretches across the whole world, beginning with global Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers upstream. The company's Tier 2 suppliers mine minerals and procure raw materials such as tantalum, tin, gold, tungsten and cobalt, which are then supplied to the Tier 1 suppliers who manufacture these raw materials into the parts required to build Sony's wide range of technological products. Once manufactured, the Tier 1 suppliers provide these parts, such as batteries and core processors, to midstream electronic manufacturing facilities owned by Sony, located in Japan, China, South Korea, Thailand, Malaysia, the UK and Brazil, as well as a number of subcontractor production facilities located globally. These manufacturing facilities assemble the parts provided by the Tier 1 suppliers into Sony's PlayStations, phones, TVs, speakers, and numerous other electronic devices designed by the company. Once assembled, the completed products are shipped around the world through three main downstream distribution channels. The first being business-to-consumer transactions, where the product is distributed to the customer direct from the producer, Sony. This is facilitated by Sony Corporation's website, where consumers can purchase Sony's products direct from the company by placing an online order and receive the respective order at their doorstep. This type of distribution strategy can also be referred to in modern terms as a digital-to-consumer transaction. The other two distribution channels exist through the incorporation of two main streams of business-to-business transactions. The company's products are distributed to both Sony's own retailing outlets as well as third-party retailers, both of which allow customers to purchase Sony's range by visiting the retailer showroom. Alternatively, Sony also distributes its products to wholesalers, which then on-sell the company's range to retailers, where customers can access and purchase the company's products. It can be suggested that Sony implements a pull distribution strategy, whereby advertisement strategies attract the consumer by appealing to their needs, pulling them toward the product. Direct interface with the end user then builds long-term relationships and brand loyalty to continue pulling the customer towards the product range. In this manner, the pull system is initiated by consumer demand in retail stores. When inventory reaches low levels, retailers will request stock either directly from Sony or a respective wholesaler to replenish inventory. Wholesalers will demand stock from Sony's distribution centers to replenish low warehouse inventory levels in response to retailer demand. With the addition of online demand, Sony's production facilities must respond to demand from retailers, wholesalers, and direct online sales, and will relate to Tier 1 suppliers who then relate to Tier 2 suppliers to facilitate production needs. As part of the technological industry, Sony Corporation faces three main challenges within the overarching theme of facilitating a responsible supply chain. These include human rights, labour protection, and environmental protection issues. Recent years have seen stakeholders become increasingly concerned with the responsibility of organisations and their respective industry partners and suppliers to combat these issues. Particular risks in these areas are most prevalent during the procurement of raw materials by Tier 2 suppliers, Sony identifying minerals of high risk in their supply chain as tantalum, tin, gold, tungsten and cobalt. These materials have long been at the centre of conflict in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and its adjacent countries due to their trade by armed rebel forces to finance the perpetuation of human rights abuses in these regions. Additionally, the origin of these minerals in third world countries that possess weak institutions and high levels of corruption facilitates the mistreatment and exploitation of human rights of workers. As such, instances of child labour, forced labour, unethical working hours and low wages, among an abundance of other human rights issues, can be prevalent within such nations. The environmental effect of sourcing these raw materials must also be considered due to their extraction from the earth through mining. Such activities require explosions, machinery and washing processes that utilise various concoctions of toxic substances that can have detrimental effects to the environment around these mine sites and the Earth's greater atmosphere. To combat these issues and enhance corporate social responsibility management within the supply chain, Sony Corporation continually updates the Sony Supply Chain Code of Conduct to reflect relevant changes made to the Responsible Business Alliance Code of Conduct, upon which the policy has been based since its establishment in 2005. This framework facilitates ongoing efforts to ensure all Sony manufacturing sites, subcontractors and suppliers are compliant with the RBA Code of Conduct. This policy is included in all subcontractor and supplier contracts to govern manufacturing processes at all stages of Sony's supply chain. Under the requirements of Sony's Supply Chain Code of Conduct, suppliers are also asked to comply with the Green Partner Environmental Quality Approval Program and the Sony Group Policy for Responsible Supply Chain of Minerals. Such measurements and policies ensure the protection of human rights, labour conditions, and the environment now and into the future, demonstrating Sony's commitment to strong CSR. That concludes our discussion topic for today. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.